welcome to the lesson. Dave Hill here. I hope you've been practicing and you've been working on your chords and you're starting to get familiar with the shapes that we've been talking about and going over all those chords in your own time, as well as watching the lessons here. Okay, so up to this point now you should have learned 5 positions of major triads in the open string position and 5 positions of minor triads that we even learned last week, or last lesson, sorry. And those should be part of your vocabulary now. Now mind you, we're going to learn these chords in a variety of different positions and fingering so we can play in other keys besides the keys that I've written out here, or the chords that I've written out. So don't worry, be patient. We're going to show you some other ones. But what I want to do today is combine the chords, okay? So let's talk about doing that for our lesson a little bit. But before we warm up, I just want to do one thing. I just want to test your knowledge of the strings that we've got so far, just the open strings, okay? So I'm going to give you a quarter note right here on this beat. And I want you to just take the chord. When I say the C chord, for example, I want you to play all the roots that are available in the C chord, okay? So a C chord, as we know, is like this. Stop that, we're not quite ready for that. The C chord is right here, okay? But as we know, there's actually 2 roots in this chord, okay? So if I were going to say, show me the roots of the C chord in the beat, I want you to go like this. Just the roots, okay? Now if I said, show me the roots of the E chord, for example, you'd have this. Because there are 3 roots. There's 3 roots available in the E form. The outside E's and the middle root. The D shape, for example, would have 2 roots. Okay? The A shape would have the open A root and the second fret of the G string. Okay? And let's just assume today for this little drill, we're talking about just the major chords. So we know we're talking about the major forms that we're going to be talking about. Okay, so here we go. Let's find the roots in the A form. 1, 2, 3, 4. And so there's 2 roots. How about the E form? And also the top root. Okay, back to the C form. There's only 2 roots here. Okay, go back to the A form. Okay, just 2 roots in the A form. How about the D form? Open D. Okay, E form. A form. Sorry, not much time there. Okay, D form. Okay, let's go to the G form. Low G, open G, and high G. Okay, that might seem like a pretty simple exercise at first, but we're going to do that as we get more advanced, finding our roots up and down the neck. Okay, so do that for a while. Just put a quarter note on a drum machine or a metronome and just go back and forth between the roots in one position. Right, that'll be a challenge for you, especially if you're not used to thinking in terms of even where the roots are, so that'll help you. Okay? Let's review our minor chord forms for a moment before we combine them with our major chord forms. Okay, once again, we had our C shape right here. Right? And that's kind of a nice one to actually just play with upstrokes. It sounds kind of nice to have those top 4 strings played with an upstroke. You get this sound. you'll hear my downbeat is my foot tapping, and I'm playing this kind of tight reggae feel. Okay, and the reason that sounds really good for this kind of the upstroke is because I'm hitting the high strings first, and so I get the treble part of the sound first, as opposed to the hitting the bottom strings and going up to the treble sound. I hit the treble sound first, so it's real bright. Okay, and if I combine that with the G minor chord right here, you'd have this kind of sound. Okay, so those particularly fit well together in that nice bright strum feel. Okay, let's get into the open E minor and A minor. Big full sounding chords that we learned last week, or last lesson. Okay, those are really good together too. Let's go back to our drum machine here. Let's put those together into just a basic strum. 2, 3, 4. My thumb, it opens up on the E chord, and I slightly mute the E string on the A minor chord. Okay, so what I was saying is I slightly mute the E note on the A minor chord because I don't want it to be, I don't want that effect. I want it to be cleaner. I want it to be just the A and above. So I use my thumb to slightly deaden the string. So I'm hitting it, but it's not going to sound. Okay, so that's what you want to practice on that one. And then the D minor chord, what could we do with this one? How about if we go D minor to the G minor, and we'll do a little funky strum there. So check that out. Let's go to let's see what we've got here on our drum machine.